Well, hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we have a Seagull 40 and we're going to see if it runs. Well, thank you very much for joining me. I have literally come back from auction where I picked up this 1973 Seagull 40. I think it's actually a featherweight. Now, it's basically sold running order unknown. It seems to be pretty much there. Might be a few little bits missing, but in general, it seems to be fairly intact. So I don't know if it runs or not, but I'm quite confident actually that it probably will. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change into something a little bit more appropriate. No, that's not right, sorry. Aha, that's much better. That's more like I don't want to get grease all over my uniform on that. So what I'm going to do, let's just bring you in a bit closer and we'll do a bit of a tear down here and see what we've got and see what needs to be done to hopefully get this Seagull running. So we've got the fuel tank. It's in really, really good condition. I had a quick look inside. It's not rusted out at all, which is really, really good. I mean, considering 1973, and I'm guessing this is the original tank. So that's in really good condition. Absolutely fantastic. Spark plug, again, you know, I've not actually pulled the plug out, but I mean, just from the outside, it looks like it's in, you know, pretty good condition. And, you know, the HT lead there is pretty good as well. Let's have a look around. Let's have a look at the fuel line and that. Again, got the valve on the first one that I bought, the first Seagull, didn't have all this, so had to pinch it off the second one. So, yeah, that's all intact. And again, even the fuel line is in really good condition. It does feel like this outboard must have been quite well cherished and pretty well looked after. The only thing I've noticed, it is leaking fuel here out of the carburetor bowl, the mixture bowl. So I'm going to have a look at that before we try and get it started. So we've got the cap here, cover up, stop any grime and bits getting into the carburetor and that. And we've got the choke there as well. Again, there is a little bit of fuel leaking out somewhere. Yeah, it's definitely fuel. I just had a smell of it. But, you know, I'm not too worried about it at the moment. Really, we just want to see if we can get this thing started safely without starting a fire or damaging, you know, the outboard. So, got the throttle there. That's all okay. That's all running nice and smooth. And everything seems to be working now. As we work a bit further down, we've got the original clamp and that here, so that's quite good. And as we get a bit further down here, there does seem to be a leak or something going on here, so I'm certainly going to have to look into that. Yeah, so that'll be another thing to check out. But other than that, you know, propeller is really, really good condition. You know, overall, this outboard is not half bad at all. So let's have a look at this mixture bowl and see why we're leaking the fuel out there. Okay, so I think you can just about see me. I've got a new stool down here so I can sit down, and it's just about the right height. So let's have a look at this this fuel bowl thing. I don't know what it's called. Tell me what it's called. As you know, I don't know anything really about outboards, only just what I'm learning on this channel. So do let me know. But I think this is the bowl, mixture bowl. The fuel goes in there. It's got a little floater in there and it controls the fuel coming in and things like that. So let's take a closer look. Now, it's all wet around. It looks like it's possibly coming out of the seal. I don't know. It might be cracked. I hope it's not cracked, but it doesn't look like it. So let's just get this undone. Now I expect we're going to get some fuel coming out here, which I'll probably just put back in over here. Yeah, and looking at this here, it does actually look like, you probably can't see it because this is in the way. Let me just turn that around there a bit more. Is that a bit clearer? It does look like the seal, actually, surprisingly. It looks buckled. So I'm thinking that it might not be too bad. I don't know how easy it is to get another seal, but let's just have a look at it. Ooh. Yeah, let's have a look. Let's get you a bit closer. Can you see there? If you can see. But the seal around here is actually, it's a bit buckled. It's not in a good shape. You probably can't see it there, but certainly shouldn't be like that. So that's probably why we're getting a leak on there. Let's have a look. The float looks okay. See if I can get the float out of there. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. It was floating, which is what it's meant to do, so that's a good sign. Doesn't seem to be any fuel in there, so I'm happy with that. Looking at the bowl, we're looking around it. It doesn't appear to have any cracks. It's got these tiny little holes in it. I'm guessing it's meant to have a hole in the side there. Don't know why, but it looks, other than that, it looks absolutely fine. So I'm at this stage, I'm gonna guess that it's probably just an issue with the seal itself, which I've now lost. Oh, it's on the floor. That's fine. And I'll try and put it back as best as possible. Try and keep that sealed. I don't want fuel spilling out everywhere. I don't want a risk of a fire. But obviously, I doubt whether I can just pick a seal up today from the local hardware store that will fit in this. So I'll just get this back together and then we'll have a look at the rest of it. Okay, so I've tightened that up as best as I can. I don't want to over tighten it and buckle that seal again. Seems to be holding out for the moment, so with a bit of luck, that should be it. So I think the next thing we'll do is we'll have a look at this spark plug, and say I've not taken it off yet, so I don't know what condition it's in, but from the outside it looks pretty good. So let's just pop this off and have a look. Oh, yeah, well, it's quite blackened and that, but I don't think it's not horrendous. I'll just give it a bit of a carb clean, I think, you know, and check it out. But it's not too bad. I'm not gonna worry about that. So let's give it a bit of a carb clean. Clean that out as well, just as a routine. Now I might give it a bit of sandpaper on there just to clean the contact in there where the spark goes. Might as well, as I've got it out. So I tend to do it on all spark plugs if I'm going to reuse them again. Obviously the best thing to do is put a brand new spark plug in. Best way to avoid any issues with sparking and that. But it's not a problem. Give it a quick clean. Just a little bit of sandpaper, nothing too rough. And just get those surfaces nice and shiny again. Right, let's pop this back in. Right, well, as simple as these are, I don't think there's much more I really want to look at on here. I think what I'm going to do now is pop it in the bucket of water and let's probably give it a go and see if we can get this thing started. Now I do like the fact that these are actually quite lightweight. It makes it so much easier in here. Some of these outboards I've been doing lately, like the Evinrude 4.5 is quite heavy. I've got a Suzuki DT 9.9 out there, and that takes two of us to lift that. it really, you know, takes its toll after a while. But these Seagulls are really nice. They're just lovely and lightweight and really just so easy to work on. So anyway, I've got that in the bucket of water down here, which is looking really utterly disgusting, but it does the job. And well, I guess I'll add some fuel now and give it a go. Now I think on these they're supposed to run about a 10-to-1, could be 25-to-1 mixture in there. Obviously at the moment all the new outboards are running on 100-to-1 or 50-to-1, so best always to look at the manufacturer's specifications. Now I've had a look online and it says for this one that it should be 10-to-1, but it does say some of these outboards have had a modification and they can be tuned to 25-to-1, but I don't know, so I'm going to run on the safe side and just put 10-to-1 in. I think for the purpose of just getting this running, it should be okay, and it might well smoke, it might not, but I just want to be on the safe side. So let's get some of this fuel in here. Alrighty then, so let's go for it. So the fuel's in there. Let's open up the valve there, just let the air into the tank, and another valve here as well. The choke's open. I suppose we could have a little bit of throttle, might help it out. And obviously the starter cord. Now I've never started one of these using one of these cords before, but I've seen a few of videos on YouTube of people doing them, so it shouldn't be too hard. Just got to make sure I put it around the right way, I guess. So let's give it a go. Now, I didn't say in the beginning, of course, I mean, it just goes without saying, but I can feel there is compression, otherwise I wouldn't have bothered getting this far. So I'm quite confident it's probably going to start after a couple of goes, but, well, let's see. You never know. Let's give it a go. Yeah. Not surprised. Well, as I say, not actually that surprised. I mean, this is the second one I've got going, and they're so simple and so reliable. It's fantastic. Something that is literally 1 year younger than me is still working, and it's working a lot better than me, and is a lot more reliable than I am. Well, that's another Seagull I've got going. That's the second Seagull that I've got running, and I have a third one sat over there, ready to get started on in another episode. Well, as I said before, I'm no expert, not a professional. I've only just started playing with outboards the last couple of months, and believe me, if I can do it, anyone can do it. So I hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you for joining me. If you did enjoy it, please do consider subscribing, and I'll see you on the next one.